Virgo, welcome back to AstroTeena. This is your Vedic calendar for November and December 2025. Again, I just want to make mention that this is for Virgo Vedic Ascendant. Please don't use Western astrology or your moon sign for this for accurate date predictions. So let's look at your November calendar. So let's begin with your money days. So your best money days are the 17th and 18th. This is where you'll find that you have liquid money in your hands. Money comes to you easily on these days, and you're able to manifest money more easily on these days as well. Which means if you've lent out money, these are good days to get your money back. And if you want to borrow money, it's also a good time to ask. If you're invoicing, if you're doing any billing, good days for that as well. Now, if you want to learn about money, then the 24th, 25th, and 26th are your best days for that. And if you want to take profit, if you're in the markets, then the 17th, 18th are your best days for that. Again, this is not financial advice. Speak to a professional for that. Now let's look at career. For career, the 8th and 9th are your best career days. This is where you'll find that your the efforts that you're putting in at work are getting recognized by your superiors, and your coworkers are actually very supportive. If you have any meetings coming up, then these are really good days for that, as you'll find that your presentations will go very well. Now for your love days, if you're married, your honey days are the 2nd, the 3rd, the 29th, and the 30th. These are good romantic bonding times with your partner. You'll find that their energies are very receptive to you, and romance is in the air on these days. So definitely, if you need to have a discussion with your partner, these are good days for that as well. Again, like I said, they're very receptive to you on these days. Now, if you're single, then your best days would be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. This is where you'll find that the energy is very easygoing. It's very romantic, very creative. Spontaneity is in the air, and you're in the mood for pleasure on these days. So definitely good days for singles to go out on that date. Now, if you are a student, these are days that you'll find that your focus, your concentration is really sharp. You have a very clear mind on these days, so you're actually able to absorb information very easily on these days. So definitely make use of this energy. Now let's look at your caution days. This is the red panel on the side. These are days that you have to be a little bit more mindful. This is what I say, mark down in your calendar. These are days you want to keep your decisions pending, as you could very easily make the wrong decisions, either under the influence of someone else, or that you're not thinking clearly during the influence of these dates. Also, if you have any court dates, if you have any negotiations, if you have any meetings, any appointments, these are days that you'll find that the energy, because it's not in your favor, the results will also not be in your favor. So best thing to do is postpone it to a more favorable time. Now, let's really break it down. So the 12th and 13th, these are where you can have unexpected expenses. You can have health-related issues. The energy during the 12th and 13th is a very low energy. So actually, you're actually going to feel kind of low, a little sad. You might want to self-isolate, self-cocoon yourself. This is where you're not feeling supported. You're not feeling loved, and you feel misunderstood. It's just that kind of energy. And now let's look at the 1st, 27th, and 28th. Now, this is a very different energy than the 12th and 13th. 12th and 13th is a low energy. The 1st, 27th, and 28th, this is a very irritated energy, okay? Which means the energies within you, the energies around you are very irritated. That's why I was saying, if you have any court dates, these are not good days for that, especially the 1st, 27th, and 28th. These are days that you could actually get into an argument with someone because, again, the energies are very easily irritated because the buildup is already there. So be mindful of your health, be mindful of that irritating energy, and also expenses. Make sure that you're being very mindful of your expenses on these days as well. You could also have challenges. You could also have energies that are very competing. It's a very competing kind of energy as well. So now let's look at the 4th and the 5th. This is where you want to be mindful of your stress level. This is where, you're going to feel very stressed on these days, either due to your own circumstances, your own situations, or anything that's related to family as well. So be mindful of that. Now, your best days for yourself, where you want to focus your energies on yourself, are the 14th, 15th, and 16th. Those are your your days where you want to recharge yourself. You want to relax and rest and focus the energies towards yourself. The rest of the days are towards everybody else. These are your days. So go for that, massage, that facial, that, go do some meditation, do some self-reflecting, all these things that help you bring energy back to yourself. So now let's move on to December. Now, for your December calendar, your best money days are the 14th and 15th. This is where you'll find that you have money in hand very easily. And if you need to borrow money, good days to ask for money on these days. And if you've lent out money, this is a good time to ask for that money back. If you need to invoice, if you need to bill, good days for that as well. Now, if you want to learn about the markets, if you want to study the markets, then the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd are your best days where things will really click. You'll start to understand the markets better on these days. So definitely spend some time if that's what you're interested in doing. You'll see that this energy is definitely supporting that. So again, this is not financial advice. Speak to a professional when it comes to your finances. Regarding your career, the 5th and 6th are your best career days. This is where you'll find that the work environment is supportive to you. The efforts that you're putting in are actually getting results. If you have a presentation, if you have meetings, they're more likely to go in your favor. So definitely good days for that. Now let's look at love. Now, if you're married, the 26th, the 27th are your best. So they're your best love days. So this is where you'll find that your partner is very receptive to you. They're very supportive to you. They want to spend time with you. So the bonding is very easy on these days. Now, if you're single, then the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd are your best days for to go out on that date. Date night is going to be very creative, very fun, very spontaneous. Love and romance will be in the air on these days. Now, if you're a student and you have an assignment to do, if you have a test to study for, then the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd are your best days for that. Clarity of mind will definitely be there, and your focus, your concentration will be very sharp. So definitely make use of this energy. Now moving on to the red panel, your caution days. This is the section of the calendar where you have to be a little bit mindful. Again, keep your decisions pending. Try not to make decisions on these days, as you could make the wrong decision, either under the influence of someone or you don't have clarity of mind because the energy isn't supportive to you. So that means any decisions you make will be against you. Now, also be mindful if you have any court dates, if you have any negotiations, any meetings, any appointments, they will also not go in your favor on these days. Again, the energy is not supporting you on these days. That's why. So you want to schedule them in for the days that are more favorable to you so that you get the results that you want. That's why these calendars are very important. That's why I say mark it down. Now let's really break it down. Now, if you're looking at the 9th and 10th, these are days where you could have unexpected expenses. You could have health-related issues, and you could also have very low energy. This is where you just don't feel mood-wise. You don't feel well. You could feel very low. You could want to self-isolate. You also don't feel loved. You don't feel supported. You don't feel like, you're understood. It's just a low kind of energy. So I would say let this energy pass. Now let's look at the 24th and 25th. This is where you are feeling kind of irritated. The energy is very different than the 9th and 10th. That's a very low energy. The 24th and 25th, that's a very irritated energy. That's an energy that actually you can very easily get into an argument with someone just because, you're already irritated within and the energies around you are also irritated. So very, very easy to get into an argument. But this is why I say mark it down on your calendar. If you're aware of this energy, then you know exactly what's happening. And then your awareness actually brings to the forefront what's going on. And then you can kind of manage this energy. And then you'll see that, the red panel isn't as scary anymore because you're able to manage it. That's why it's so important to mark it into your calendar. Now, moving on to the 1st, 2nd, 28th, and 29th. This is where you're actually going to feel kind of stressed. You're going to feel overwhelmed. It's just, you feel overburdened, overwhelmed, overstressed. So you really need to kind of let this energy kind of pass. You could be dealing with stress related to, family-related issues could come up as well. So be mindful of that. Now moving on to yourself, focusing on yourself. The good positive days where you can put the energies towards yourself are the 11th, 12th, and 13th. This is where you want to direct the energies towards yourself. Rest, relaxation, self-reflection, do some meditation, do some yoga, some self-journaling. All these things will actually help to regenerate yourself, to energize yourself. You'll also find that you're looking really good on these days. You're feeling good. You have better hair days on these days as well. And those are always very welcomed, right, Virgos? So again, I just want to make mention that this is for Virgo ascendant sign, Vedic astrology. If you're using Western, these dates will not be accurate. So please make sure that you're getting your ascendant sign first, okay? Again, thank you so much for watching today.